Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Tuesday, March 18th, 2025, and I'm inspired by Zak Morton's Instagram video where he's playing different groupings in all four limbs. So, what he's doing, he's playing groupings of 4 in the left foot, groupings of 5 in the right foot, groupings of 6 in the left hand, and groupings of 7 in the right hand. He's also explaining how he approaches these kind of things. I'm going to try this approach and see if I can play this thing in one day. So first we got to make sure that we can play these groupings individually. 4 in the left foot. 5 in the right foot. 6 in the left hand. 2 groupings of 3, right? 7 in the right hand. And then we're going to play all combinations of 2 of the numbers we can combine, right? So starting off with the feet. And the way I like to think about it is, this is a 4-note grouping, this is a 5-note grouping. The 5-note grouping I have to play 4 times to resolve the 4-note grouping 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, and it lands. Now the hands. Same deal. The 7 6 times, the 6 7 times. Now the left side of the body, 4 and 6, or 2 and 3, and then the other way around. This takes 3 beats, this takes 2 beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then the right side of the body, same thing, 7 and 5. The way I would go about these things is feel it as one rhythm and approach it from one angle first, like from the 7 or from the 5. I love the feeling of it in 7. That would be a first kind of snippet of the rhythm that I would study. Then we're going to do cross body. So 4 and 7. And then 6 and 5. Also another really cool rhythm because they're so close together. Six of these, 5 of these. I'm going to practice on some of the 3 groupings. It's going to get really challenging from now on. So, and I'll give you some tips along the way of how I approach it, and stay tuned. All right, so I now spend a little bit of time on the first combination of 3 numbers that I'm going to try and play for you. And it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. And the way I think about it to keep track, because it's getting a little more difficult, right, from here on, is that I'm looking at my feet as one layer. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, I'm just treating it as an entire rhythm. And we need 3 of these in total to land with our 3 of these would be 2, 3. Now let's try that shuffle on top. So as an extra tracker, I would remember where this one lands within this rhythm. And mainly when it starts over again. we're doing 4, 5, and 7. And this one is the most tricky so far. It took me a little bit to get it together. And the way I think about it is similar as before, only I'm not thinking about my feet as one unit. I'm thinking about my right hand and my right foot as a unit. So this grouping this needs to happen 5 times along with for everything to resolve. And I'm gonna kind of keep track with a rim click on every restart of this grouping to make it even more clear for myself and for y'all. Here we go. So you know what? As soon as I stopped recording, came back to the kit and started tracking our friend bass drum, I landed it a couple times in a row. Just with having this in place. Right, and then tracking where it is in the grid. Because as soon as you start guessing, then it's starting to get really tricky and then you just fall off. So let's see if I can do it right now, and let's prove that tracking helps. Combining 2 rhythms, make one of them track the other. Here we go. Cycles, but still, like, feeling more and more confident with it. So if you're ever dealing with a crazy deadline, right, like I'm setting up myself now, like to learn this within a day or half a day even, then it's really helpful to zoom in on where you go wrong and then fix it and keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I believe I did all the combinations of the 3, so the only one left, and it's gonna be really tricky, of course, is gonna be all 4, which is 420 subdivisions. And what I mean by that is that no matter how you count, you can count per 4, 5, 6, or 7. It's 420 of these. So you could be 1, or the 6, right? It doesn't matter. It's 420 of these notes to land again on the one. What's up, y'all? It's Wednesday, March 19th. I have a couple hours left for my 24-hour mark that I set up yesterday. It's about noon, and I just want to share a few takeaways that I'm going to be focusing on the upcoming hours in order to really be able to execute that crazy thing of playing the 6, 7, 4, 5 groupings all together, right? So what I learned so far is that the left foot, right, the 4-note groupings are very static. We're used to playing those, kind of. And then, in combination with that shuffle pattern in the left hand, it's a very short grouping. It's a 6, but I see it as 2 times 3, right? So these, the left side, in total is for me static movements, while that crazy 7 and 5 is doing their own thing. So I'm really going to try and split up my body left side and right side. That's how I'm going to attack this, focusing on this thing for the next couple hours, and then hopefully be able to execute it properly and share it with y'all. So that was that beast of a polymeter, and it has been extremely challenging to play this, and honestly, I'm still so new to this beast of a thing that it's like I'm just gonna keep practicing it over and over again and really try and get into that zone, because it's you can feel this in so many ways, and there are so many interesting points within the entire 420 beats, or subdivisions I should say, that I'm really feeling things click every time I do the repeat or do it again over and over and over. Like, oh, this lines up here and this lines up here. And one other thing that I would love to share with y'all is that in the video, before really trying to nail it down, I was thinking about splitting up the body left and right, as I mentioned, but I ended up focusing mainly on the hands, focusing on cycles of 3 groupings of 7, and that would allow me to land on the 1 of the 6 and the 4 of the 6, right? The accent on the snare drum, and then just have the feet do the thing. And I practiced the cycles independent. I would leave out the 4 and, for instance, also play along with a click, replacing the left foot with the click, and then play along with the 3 other limbs, and really be able to already play the full cycle, like the full 4 times, the full 420 subdivisions. So I got used to feeling out that length, but it's still really tricky to feel when it actually repeats, because it's such a long cycle that, yeah, it's super challenging. But I'm glad I somewhat nailed it. I almost slide off at some point, and also that's really interesting when I was listening back, right? When I was listening back to check if actually I was doing all the right numbers, and when I was making that video, I love the moments in the video where I'm about to fall off, because there is some crazy micro timings happening by accident, but it's kind of magic in a way, because it's impossible to play that or even write it down. So I might want to explore that as well, like, because if I can really dig deep into that specific snippet, that's going to be a crazy polyrhythm in itself, right? That very short fragment. So this polymeter has been challenging and so much fun. So I hope this breakdown and Zak Morton's main lesson, right, that made me able to do this, is helping you all to dive into these polymeters. Stay tuned for the next one. I got some exciting news coming up, doing some cool interviews here and there, and some other lessons and other stuff I'm working on. So please like and subscribe. This all means a lot. I love sharing these things with y'all. So stay tuned.